Can I tell you a story? It's a fun story. In fact, it happened on Friday night while I was bowling. Okay. Now, let me take you back a few steps because I don't ever bowl. I bowl like one time a year and we call it good. Well, my neighbors here, who are like the best neighbors on planet Earth, they had two of my kids at their house and they were just like, why don't you bring Chloe, who's just turned 1, and we'll take your 3 kids, you and Andrew go out on a date. And having experienced what I experienced Friday, I needed some exercise in my life. So we go bowling. All right. And now if I'm reaching over a score of 100, I'm doing really, really good. Like that's my goal, is to get over 100. And I'm hitting, I had a spare. Then I got another spare. I'm like, oh my gosh, 2 spares in a row. I don't ever do that. Well, it got into my head because then I said, don't screw up the next one. In my head, I'm saying this, okay? I never said it out loud. I'm just telling you guys this is my story. Well, guess what happened? I screwed up. I screwed up not my first one, but my second one too. So I had 2 spares in a row. And then the very next set, whatever they call them in bowling, I didn't get a single pin. Not one. They both went into the gutter. Why? Because I had told myself in my head to not screw things up. I want you to think about that. What goes on in your head, that foretells the future. Let me give you another example. Back in college, I was playing volleyball at SUU, and I would oftentimes hear our coach say after a timeout, like, okay, don't miss your serve. What happens to the server? They miss their serve. Rather than saying, Kylie, go serve zone 1, Kylie, go serve zone 5, you place in your mind the negative possibility. So the negative's going to happen. Now, I'm happy to say that I recovered. I had strikes and spares, and I served like my best bowling game ever. We did 3 games, and I won by 4 points. And my best game was like 144. Okay? But the power of your mind, the power of your thoughts are very, very real. So that's my story today. All right. Now I have something very, very special because as you are aware of, we have identified or transitioned into a new brand, a new business called Foundational Medicine Institute. And with this new business comes a new team. Some of you are familiar with. Melissa is behind scenes making everything I write look pretty. So if you ever see images in Facebook ads or as we're going to create with our new programs, workbooks or something of the sort with forms, structures, making people go through step-by-step processes, Melissa's behind it all, making it all pretty. Kelly is also behind things, and Kelly has been with me since we took this leap of faith in 2018 and went out on business on our own right after I got my chiropractic license. Kelly is running more customer service behind scenes and managing stuff. She was my assistant, has graduated up to manager. Mike Reese is our clinical guru. You all know Mike. If you don't know Mike, well, you're going to learn from him today. And our very, very special guest, who is no longer going to be a guest. She's going to be on the team, and we're super excited. I'm not going to tell you her name yet because I want you to hear from herself as we introduce her later on. So, Melissa, I guess I started with you first. Let's bring you on. I'm going to add the spotlight on the video. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then one special thing that not very many people know. Go for it.
Okay. I knew Kylie before we started working together and really loved the way she looked at things. So it's kind of a fun fact that we found each other.
You mean like health, right? Because I remember one time we ran into each other and you're like, hey, Kylie, what do you know about leaky gut? And I looked at you like, how the heck do you know about leaky gut? Like that's totally something that's in my world that very few people around me knew about. So you knew the world of functional medicine. Why? Because of your own health, right?
Right. And I've always been interested in health because my degree is in community health education. But then I did a whole lot of researching trying to figure out answers to my own health issues and found out I have celiac. And then I get to learn more with working with Kylie. And the graphic design stuff is all self-taught, but I've always loved graphic design too.
By the way, when she says graphic design, she's the one that created our new logo.
Yeah.
So Melissa, you might have people reaching out for you.
I will see.
Design.
We'll see.
All right. One fun fact about you is
my kids say I make the best Rice Krispie treats ever. So I'll claim that.
nice. I definitely do not win that award. So that's a fun fact. All right. Thanks, Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, you're next. All right, Kelly, give me a little background about you.
All right. Well, Kylie and I have known each other for 12 years, more than 12 years now. We've been around the block together in a lot of ways. So we've been working together since 2018, like you said, and I've been in the functional medicine
worked
world
together beforehand, just for somebody else.
Yeah. I am a mom of 3 adult children, and I've been kind of on a health journey as well. I'm just a big learner, a studier, and researcher, and I guess that's why I work well on the back end. But then I love health and wellness and functional medicine and anything alternative and woo-woo.
So if you're sending an email or a text message to the team, Kelly's probably the one responding to you.
Yep.
And she is the one working GHL. I want to get into this for just a minute here. Those of you who want to get into this virtual space, okay, it's a great space to be in. You know, I love it. I'm going to teach it for the rest of eternity. However, there are some components of running a virtual practice that not many people think about. One, most of you think that it doesn't cost any. There's no overhead to running a virtual practice, and that can't be farther from the truth. There is a back end. There are systems and pieces of the puzzle that you need to have, not just a website, not just something where, somebody can go purchase, click a button and purchase from you. You have to have that button to purchase page very well done. And you need to have somebody on the back end covering customer service. Who's going to answer the emails? Who's going to answer the text messages? Who's going to answer the questions that people have? So these are things to think about as you're wanting to implement this virtual practice of yours or this virtual income stream. There are ways to do it without high overhead, but there still comes with overhead. So as you think about running a virtual assistant or maybe even a receptionist and incorporating this into their duties, this is not something that you'll want to do on your own for very long. And I never did it on my own. I refuse to take that route. I'm more of a who, not how kind of girl. And Kelly's always been behind my back, covering things that I didn't want to cover, but somebody has to be there to cover. So just think about that as you're wanting to add this virtual income stream into your life and business. All right, Kelly, one fun fact about you.
I love to ferment food. That's my big passion right now, fermenting.
I didn't even know that about you.
Right now I'm doing a lot of milk and water kefir. So
how do you ferment water?
It involves sugar and then the bacteria and fungi that produce probiotics in the water as they consume the sugar. So it's a slightly sweet drink that you can turn into like a fizzy sort of pop thing.
How long do these things take?
About 24 hours.
Oh, no, I thought it was like days to do this.
No, water kefir is pretty fast. Milk kefir is fast. Like I love doing sauerkraut, and that takes like 3 weeks. So it's all different, but it's all fun.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Could try some next time you come over.
All right, Mike, your turn.
Awesome. Hey, everybody.
Mike. He's the clinical guru. Mike, share something special that nobody knows.
I have been in this industry of dietary supplements. Some people call it nutraceuticals, natural products. And I was originally involved in selling, and I knew that to become better at sales of nutraceuticals, I needed to build relationships and also get to know the products. And so that kind of evolved into working for this company for practitioners, where I became more focused as the clinical director, and I built tools and things for this company to enhance relationships with practitioners. And so, long story short, I enjoy what I do. First of all, because I get to work with Kylie and Kelly and Melissa and this team, and but also because I get to build relationships with practitioners and talk about products. So I like to geek out on natural products, herbs, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, all the things, and it's a lot of fun, and ultimately see that they are making changes in the lives of your patients, your clients. Like, that means a lot to me. I really like that what we're doing is this good cause. When it's all said and done, there are people who are sick, they're getting better, they're they're able to really, really make changes, not just in 90 days, but something that makes a big difference for the rest of their lives. So, yeah.
What's one secret most people don't know about you?
My relationship with my dad has had its ups and downs. And my dad is now 80 years old, which is hard to believe. Wonderful guy. We've had our moments, and I knew I needed to rectify some things. Both of us needed to kind of come together better than we were, and just be like more transparent and authentic with each other. And so we established the simple ritual of going to lunch once a month. Sometimes it's been more. But it's this thing, regardless of where we go, it's this thing that we both look forward to. And so I go to lunch with my dad once a month, and we have a good time. And just at his age, he's become this really good listener. It's a good sounding board, and I'm a good listener and sounding board for him. And so we've come together that way. And so that's meant a lot, I think, to the both of us. My dad and I having lunch once a month.
I hear that you're telling me that you went on an inner healing journey to heal your relationship with your dad. How has that improved the financial status of your life?
Oh, big time. Yeah. I mean, wow. The financial status is, so much of that comes back to the emotional mindset status. And absolutely. That's a really good point. There's a lot of answers to that question, because my dad went through financial hurdles in his life. And so just picking his brain and getting to know his story better, I've learned what he's gone through to improve the financial status of his life. And so there's a lot to gain there's a lot of golden nuggets to gain from him. But I think, to have a healthy relationship with finances, with money, I definitely am at a better place there because of this internal shift, or this inner shift, like you're saying.
There's a reason why I asked that question, because so many people think it's just about the tools. It's just about the strategies. It's just about the implementation of all the tools and the strategies, when there's so much that go on to why does somebody attract the opportunities, and somebody else who has the exact same tools and the exact same strategies, why don't they? And I think, there's this energy in this world that I was never, ever aware of until I started my own business. And when you run your own business, it is a personal development. It's like the best personal development thing you could ever do. And you have to really dig in deep, and you have to see, what am I worth? And you are the only person who can determine that. And so I know that as we go through these inner healing journeys of our, whatever that looks like for you, you're going to attract the more. And I think that leads us into Kylie. Yes, Kylie has joined our team. So Mike, thanks. Let's jump over to Kylie.
Thank you.
I've done a lot of inner healing myself and a lot of inner work, and we attract the right people for us. One of those people that I didn't call in on purpose, but called in is Kylie Archibald. So Kylie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, gosh. Well, I am a mom of 2 teenagers, probably married to my best friend, who's also a chiropractor. We live in Montana, and I think I've been in this space for, it was about 2014, 2015, and we got more involved in this space due to one of our kids having some health issues, and we weren't okay with what we were being told. And you're right, being a business owner is definitely a personal development program, whether you want it to be or not. And sometimes you're going to be on one page and your partner's going to be on another page, and you're trying to let everybody have their own journey. And that's going to lead everybody into learning different things and taking interest in different things. And that's very much a part of what ultimately ended up bringing me here to being on your team too. The last 3 years I was with Cellcore, and so many amazing people and so many amazing relationships and so many things that I've learned. And it definitely told me what space I wanted to be able to stay into and play in more. And now I'm really excited to be able to do that here.
Yeah. So Kylie and I have had some conversations. I'm just like, Kylie, hey, what are you doing? I know you work for Cellcore. Your name tag says sales rep on it, but what do you really do?
Right.
I don't know.
So I think, and I don't know if this is the same with every company, but I feel like our team is very much this way, and some of us would do it more than others. But man, diving in and helping people with those different pieces of their business, seeing where they could do more things, seeing where some of their struggles are, helping them through those. And it was always this ultimate, like, you ended up here with us for a reason so that we could help you to this next level. And being that piece and helping people to that next level, and it not just being about a product they're using, not just being about a protocol, but digging in a little bit further, digging in a little bit deeper, sometimes asking those questions that maybe nobody had ever asked them, or maybe they'd been asked it a lot, but never really thought about what it meant. That's ultimately what I do, really mentoring people, helping them understand that they can be new to something and still help people and still get them results. It's just a matter of learning new skills. And now I'm just super excited to be able to take that and 10x all of that here.
But what she told me was, after like 90 minutes of conversation, and I looked at her and I said, "Oh, so you're a business consultant?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Now that you say that, yeah, I am." Okay, great. Come do business consulting with us. So inside our programs, they are getting a major upgrade. In fact, the last 90 minutes before we hit record on this podcast episode, we have been talking as a new team about these upgrades. One of them is that you're going to access inside our silver program, Kylie, one-on-one. That means you get 12 45-minute calls with her to, again, go through that personalized journey with you wherever you're at in your business. whether that's starting a business, you're leaving the Western medicine, you're leaving your 9-to-5 job behind, and you're wanting to do this virtual thing, or whether it's, I have a brick and mortar practice, I want to add a virtual component in and grow that so I have an exit strategy, or whatever that looks like for you. Kylie has seen it all. And when I say she's seen it all, I'm not kidding. So she can help you on that one-to-one journey inside our Silver program. Access to Kylie begins in January. That said, I am also taking over group calls in January. As you may have noticed, Nicole and I could not come to an agreement and a contract, so we have had to separate ways. Nicole is going to go flourish and spread out her own wings, and together in this new FMI team, we're going to flourish and spread our wings as well. So we wish Nicole the best of luck with everything she does, and we're excited to announce Kylie Archibald is on board. It is official. Today is her number 1 day, and if you haven't seen her or heard from her lately, go wish her a belated happy birthday, because that was November 1st. So last Friday, okay? So inside our programs, they are being upgraded. Let me bring back everybody, which means I'll remove my spotlight. So if you're watching the video, we can all see each other again. So our programs are getting upgraded, which means the doors have been closed. And when they reopen, they're going to come back even more stellar than they already are. And that might mean a different price tag as well. So stay tuned, because 2025, it is our primary goal to help you implement something so that you can have an additional income stream like tomorrow. We're going to work on creating programs from $997 all the way up to $50,000. Anywhere in between. It's just a matter of what type of investment do you want to make, how fast do you want to get it, and how many different offers you want to have available. All right, so that is our number 1 goal as the Foundational Medicine Institute, is how can we help you make additional income streams without having to work extra for it. And then as you build out those additional income streams, now you can hire the Kellys, now you can hire the Melissas, and they get to work with you on your team behind scenes. Now, in addition to the business piece, we have the clinical side covered for you. You get that in very few places. As you know, Mike's been on the team now for, I don't know how long, a year? Year and a half?
Almost 2 year and a half.
Almost 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Goodness gracious.
Year and a half.
So you've been introduced to Mike. If you're new to our world, you're going to get to know Mike, because he is your know-all when it comes to clinical. Mike, if you were to run down the supplement companies that you know, give us 5 of them.
Yeah. So I think where we focused on 1 to 2 so much, I thought it was important to really broaden that, because there is so much out there with natural products, with supplements. And I think it starts with Designs for Health. So not only systemic formulas and cell core, evidence-based supplements, those are 3 that we focused on big time over this last year. We kind of brought those together. But beyond those, because that's where we've been, Designs for Health, for different reasons, they have a really good platform and really good therapeutic products. Marketing is stellar, I think, on their end. There's Thorn Research, which is very reputable as well, with what they're able to, what they've been able to accomplish as a company. Pure Encapsulations is another one, and Integrative Therapeutics. Let's see, Nutritional Frontiers. They make their process really simple. And there are others, but those are 5, I think. So,
Do you know Standard Process as well?
Yes. Yeah. Standard Process. I didn't bring those in just because everybody knows Standard Process, but no, I mean,
Standard Process, their marketing goes like this. Let's get into all of the chiropractic schools so that by the time the chiropractors exit school, they know our products. And they're the only ones that we know. So when I left chiropractic school, that was the only one I knew. If I wanted to fix my adrenal glands, I had to go take 12 Drenamine. And so on and so forth. I'm like, that's a lot of pills. They're not necessarily capsules, but it's a lot of pills. So
it is.
we are expanding. As you've known, we have our 2 signature programs. We have our 90-day sprint program that has been placed in the vault. It's getting upgraded and altered accordingly as we've seen what people need and what you should always be doing. In fact, I gave this analogy on social media this past week and in the email list where I've been diligently watching The Voice. And The Voice is a singing competition. If you haven't watched The Voice, well, this is my favorite season so far, but no 2 seasons have ever been the same. They've alternate in some way, shape, or form. So I want you to think about that as you create your programs. Like, don't be afraid to launch a program and then think it has to be perfect the first go around. In fact, when we launched the silver program a year ago, I just kept getting told, like, hey, we want to do what you're doing. We want to do what you're doing. Okay, great. I'll teach it and I'll help you implement these things. We'll have some turnkey programs, all the stuff. And then we got into there and I was like, oh, we got to go back and do what I was doing in 2019 and 2020 and 2021 before we can get to where I'm at in 2024. There's just a really big difference between saying you want to join or have somebody's life at their chapter 20 and not fulfilling their chapters 1 through 19 that got them there. Okay, so we've had to pivot and alternate the silver program so that we make sure not only are they getting results now, but they're set with this very, very strong foundation moving forward into their future. So, like I said, our programs, our silver and our sprint program have gone back into the vault, but we have 2 new programs coming up. So, Mike, give them a sneak peek into the new one.
Oh man, are you ready? So this is a protocol-driven program so that you can have last and for all an organized platform of really how to put together a signature protocol, but even to overcome the overwhelm, because I've been doing trainings in our programs for so long and have developed lots of PowerPoint slides and templates and tools and videos and all the things. And I've really enjoyed it, but it's all come down to the need for a structured format where people in all of our programs will come here. This is the hub. This is the place to go. So you'll know exactly what to do when it comes to protocols. Now, protocols can be a misunderstood term. It's more than that. It's more than just saying, hey, 2 capsules daily for this. It's above and beyond that. It's a structured format so you know what to do with natural product bundles. Make it easy for you. Leverage your time as a practitioner. Have that rest assurance that what you're giving your patient is really going to work, not just in the next 90 days, but it's going to give them what they need so that then in a year from now, they don't come back with the same problems all over again. Let me ask you this. What's the end result of them participating in our 90-day, what was it called again? Elevated Protocol Suite.
There you go. For 90-day Elevated Protocol Suite. What's the end result for them when they participate?
They will know the old saying of, I'm not going to catch a fish for you. I'm going to show you how to catch a fish. So you will know what to do as a result of this. You will be the pro at knowing how to, what protocol to use.
No matter what walks on your door?
Yes.
Symptoms,
precisely.
Diagnosis is the scariest, most chronic patient in the entire world.
I left that part out. I mean, because you're dealing with the realest of situations, those chronic conditions, people that have gone to this practitioner, to that naturopathic doctor, to that chiropractor, to that MD, to no avail, and you're now their last resort. They have autoimmune this, they have rheumatoid arthritis or Crohn's and whatever, So yeah, this entails all of that. This has in mind each of those individuals and how to make the process streamlined and effective. Yeah.
So Kylie, going over to like someone in your husband's shoes, and they're a chiropractor running a very full chiropractic office, And they want to break out of that chiropractic, like I'm going to just work with everybody one-on-one, but they're still having these conversations about gut health and hormones and and metabolic and all the things. How do I lose weight? This is something where they could incorporate into their practice pretty smoothly, right, Mike?
Yes, smoothly.
And have a transition of, oh, I just talked to this patient about metabolic health. I'm going to then offer them, a 30-day kit.
Mm-hmm.
And with this program that we're Elevated Protocol Suite, you'll know what goes in that 30-day kit, and you can just help them get better on a higher level as you're doing both manual care and the internal nutritional care.
Yeah, I'm glad
that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. All right, that one's coming up. So in order to know when that is, our first introduction to that will be over Black Friday. You'll be able to jump on a call with Mike in December if you would like to. It is going to be $5,000, but for right now, if you join before December 20th, you're going to get it for $29.97. So a Black Friday deal, $2,000 off. The sales page, where you'll find all the information about it coming soon, will be protocols.drkylieburton.com. Kelly, write that down so we make sure that's the URL in the future.
Got it.
Okay, so that one's Mike's. It's a 90-day, basically protocol hub, where if you have any clinical questions, you need to be on that thing because it will sort through and make sense of all of the what-if scenarios you're about to face as you enter functional medicine, foundational medicine, as you enter that additional income stream in your business. We're starting fresh from a ground up perspective as well. Okay. Next up is mine. I'm going to be hosting a gold program. This gold program is all about building 2 pieces of credibility and authority. So that way, when you do enter or you go out to talk to your patients about nutrition, or you go out to talk to your patients about foundational medicine, or you go to start a YouTube channel, or you go to your social media, why you? Why are you the expert in metabolic health and not somebody else? That's what gold is all about. Okay. So stay tuned. That one will be at gold.drkylieburton.com. So Kelly, write that one down, dude. Because we have some sales pages to create to get these out into your hands. We will begin these programs in January. So think about, as you're finishing up this year, what does 2025 look like? And are one of these programs a piece of it? All right. So welcome to the new Foundational Medicine Institute team. We have Kelly, we have Melissa, we have Mike, and we now have Kylie Archibald, which we are super excited about. And we cannot wait to see how that one-on-one assistance even elevates all of our programs that much more. And she is the perfect person to do it. So when she sent me that message, I was like, yes, let's chat. Okay. Till next week. Thanks, guys.